Now let's talk about the new tax reform that will be kicking off by January 2026. You all know about the new tax reform. I believe you've heard about it. The Nigerian tax system is about to change significantly, and there has been a lot of information online, different information popping from left to right, back and forth, confusing people. Now, because of this, I have gone to do my personal research and also to ask, people that understand this tax stuff, to ask them questions. I have done this research. I have asked this question, most especially because I am a business owner. I am a small business owner at that. I need to understand this tax reform thing very, very well. And so after this research and the questions I asked here and there, I was able to gather some important information that has made me to, make the best decision for my business currently. As in, currently I have decided to upgrade my business to a company. It used to be an enterprise, but I've decided to upgrade to a company. And some of you may be asking only why that's why I am here to explain all of this to you guys. I know there are people that still need more information. Just ensure you watch this video to the very end, and please note the information I'm sharing here are based on my personal research and the question I've asked. I have asked people working with FIRS, I have asked people working in the banks. I asked so many questions and I have come up with this conclusion and this information I'm about to share with you all. If you're new here, you're welcome to the channel. This is Oni Omora, and here on this channel I create content on how to start and grow a sustainable business on the online space. So let's dive into today's topic, which is taxation. The new tax reform that will be kickstarting January 2020. In fact, when we are saying January, it seems as if January is too far. January is in 2 weeks time. By the grace of God, in 2 weeks time we are in 2026, so there is no time. You need this information. Now, what is the aim of this new tax reform? First, the aim is to simplify taxation, to make the process of taxation automatic, to make the process simple. Okay, so more people can be able to pay their tax even from their comfort zone. Like, you don't need to start going around just because you want to pay tax, or you don't even need people. You don't need all these FIRS people, all these people in charge of tax and all that to come to your space and start disturbing you. You can do it from your comfort zone. I mean, that is one of the aim, to make the process easy. Another aim is to encourage small and medium sized business to be able to come into the taxation circle, right? They are also encouraging business growth. You're going to understand that better when we dive into it more. They are encouraging business growth and all that, very important. So these are the aims of this new tax reform. It is not just for them to collect your money. No, they actually have good aim, right? If things are going to be done properly, the aim is not bad. Now, for the one that concerns business owner, some of you are confused. Should I go ahead and register my business as an enterprise, that is a business name, or should I go ahead and register my business as a company, that's the LTDs, right? There has been this confusion online, lots of content confusing people online. Now, based on my research, I was able to gather that as a business name, that is a sole proprietorship, if your annual turnover is above 800,000 naira, you will be taxed. Do you understand me? As a business name, as an enterprise, if your annual turnover rate exceeds 800,000 naira, you will be taxed. So what is 800,000 naira? 800,000 is so tiny for business owners. So if your annual turnover rate, that is for a year, we're talking about annual, a year, exceeds 800,000 naira, you will be taxed. Now, because you are a business name, you are not separated from your business. Your personal income tax, or you as a person, you're not a separate entity from your business, because you are a business name, you are an enterprise. You and your business are seen as one. So once your turnover rate, and when we talk about turnover rate, we're talking about the whole amount that your business has made, not just your profit though. We're not talking about profit, we're talking about the whole amount that your business has made. If it exceeds 800,000 naira in a year, you will be taxed. So you can see that for business name, it is kind of, for me, I think it's a lot, because think about 800,000 naira in a year. It is too tiny now. And when they said, oh, 50 million or something like that, you say, okay, if I exceed 50 million as a business name, I'll be taxed, then no problem. But this is 800,000 naira, not even up to 1 million naira. As a business name, once you exceed that, you will be taxed. Now, on the other hand, for companies limited by shares, which are the LTDs, you will not be taxed if your annual turnover rate is less than 100 million and your fixed asset is less than 250 million. Let me explain. You will not be taxed if your annual turnover rate, remember, annual turnover rate is everything your business generates, the sales, the expenses, the profit, everything. If everything is less than 100 million naira, and if your fixed asset is less than 250 million, you already know what fixed assets are. Like the building, let's say your business owns a building, you have a building for your business, you have cars, you have machineries, you're into production, you have machineries and all that. If all of these fixed assets are below 250 million and your annual turnover rate is below 100 million, you will not be taxed. That is, your company will not be taxed. All the company income tax, you're exempted. The development levy, you are exempted. The capital gain tax, you are also exempted. Do you understand? Now you may be asking, then which one is preferable? Which one is better? Is it to register my business? For those of you that have not registered your business, is it to register my business as an enterprise or to register my business as a limited, a company? Based on my research, it is better for you to register your business as a company. If you know your annual turnover rate exceeds 800,000 naira, why? Go register your business as a limited. In fact, it gives you more structure, it gives you more advantage. Now, the only thing is that you need to start accounting for every expenses, everything you do in your business. You need to start keeping records for them. Bookkeeping, you remember the days of bookkeeping? You need to start recording all of these things. These are not the time, or this is not the time when you just make some expenses, you transfer money, you don't record. You record it. Even when you're making transfer, under narration, you write it down. What is that thing for? Is it for utility bill? Is it for your salaries you're paying your employees? Is it for salaries? Is it for logistics? All these things, you need to narrate them. You need to write them down. You need to record all your expenses, because you're not just going to sit and tell them that, oh, I did not make up to 100 million. My annual turnover rate is not up to 100 million, and you just be exempted. No, you need to come in with your records. Do you understand? You need to come in with your records before they will say, okay, yes, you are exempted. So it is a lot for beginners, but trust me, we are all going to learn and we are all going to be able to do it. But I am not saying that because you're registered as a company, you have no personal income tax. Of course you do. You're going to pay your personal income tax differently. The only difference is that you are exempted. You are personally exempted. You are different from your company. Your company is an entity on its own. You're different from your company. Whereas for the enterprise, you and your company are seen as one. For business name, you're seen as one. So the taxation may be more. Do you understand? Your taxation may be more compared to one that is a company limited by shares. Do you understand? Hope I'm not confusing you. Now let me give you a practical example, because some persons might still be confused. Let's say Oni's Collection, right? I registered my business as a business name. Please listen. Oni's Collection is registered as an enterprise. As a business name is sole proprietorship. Now, if my annual turnover rate, right, everything is 5 million naira, and then my expenses, talk about utility bills, logistics, salaries, I mean everything that is under expenses, all my expenses are around 4 million naira, and then at the end of the year my profit is 1 million naira. If I will be taxed based on the new tax reform, they are not considering my 1 million naira. They are not taxing my 1 million naira. No, they are taxing my turnover rate. That's my 5 million naira, not putting into consideration all the expenses. They are not taxing my profit because my turnover rate has already exceeded 800,000 naira. Do you understand? So forget about your profit. It is your 5 million naira that will be taxed. On the other hand, if Oni's Collection is registered as a limited liability company, right, as an LTD, and my turnover rate is 5 million naira, the same 5 million naira, right? And then my expenses, everything under expenses is 4 million. At the end of the day, I'm left with 1 million naira profit. Guess what? I am exempted from company income tax. I am completely exempted. Why? Because my annual turnover rate is below 100 million naira. So I am seen as a small business owner, and so I am totally exempted from company income tax. Do you understand the difference between the enterprise and then the company. For the enterprise, that's the sole proprietorship, the business name. Once it exceeds 800,000 naira, you will be taxed. Whereas for the company, the LTDs, it is when you get to 100 million and above, that is when your profit will be taxed. Once you're below 100 million naira, you are seen as a small business owner. You're exempted from company income tax completely. It is when, okay, maybe your annual turnover rate is above 100 million, your fixed assets are above 250 million, then your profit is what is going to be taxed, not even your turnover rate, not your 100 million or your 150 million. It is your profit. Let's say you are a big business owner, your annual turnover rate is above 100 million naira, so you're not exempted completely. However, you're going to remove all your expenses. As a company, you are allowed to deduct all your expenses. It is now your profit at the end of the year that will be taxed. Do you understand the advantages? Do you understand? Hope you found this helpful. I mean, this is just like a court. This is just like for business owners. We still have personal income tax for everybody, right? This is just a court. So if you have more questions, do well to leave them in the comment section. I'm going to try to, respond to as many as I can within my knowledge, within my capacity, and even ask more questions. Do you get me? So that's that about this video. Hope you found it helpful. There's a video here on the screen. If you want to start making money online in 2026, do also watch this video. You're definitely going to find it helpful. Now, people are also asking, will content creators be taxed? Because content creators, you're not buying and selling, but at the end of the day, you're making money in Nigeria. So you're definitely going to be taxed. That's a video for another day. I'll see you all in this video over here.